Zach Sang and the gang.
It's Zach Sang and the gang. We're hanging out in the studio with Bridgit Mendler, everybody. Clap. Heather,
Yes.
please. I know you're so...
Bridgit Mendler.
Thank you. Oh, your mic's not on, Shelly.
No, it's not.
Can you put her mic on, please?
Can't talk. Oh, yay.
There we go. Hi, Bridgit Mendler. How are you?
Hi, guys. What's cracking?
You look fantastic, this early in the morning. You do. You look wide awake.
Well,
She's wide awake.
I know. That went through my head immediately. No, there was a great coffee shop right next door to my hotel.
Yeah.
That's all I need in the morning.
Is that, that's the one thing you need? What kind of coffee? How do you take your coffee?
Well, if it's a good place, I'll do a cappuccino. If
Cool.
it's not a good place, I'll usually do a latte, because it's a little bit more diluted. I can kind of fake it, you know what I mean? But on the bus, because we're on the tour bus right now,
Oh, cool.
we just got this thing called an AeroPress. Have you heard of this?
No.
It's apparently the new way to make coffee, and it's super low maintenance. I'm totally an advertisement right now. But anyways, one of the crew guys, he recommended we get one, and he made a cup of coffee for me on it yesterday, and it was
over.
It was
Change
so
the game.
good.
It changed your life. Changed the coffee life.
Yeah. So, I mean, that honestly, if that's on the bus, that helps so much because then I don't need to go out scouring whatever city.
Because you probably wake up and you're in a different place every time, right?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, what is bus life like?
It's actually really fun. I mean, the problem is that usually the bus rides aren't enough to take you through the night.
Yeah.
So you get in between 3 and 5 in the morning.
Ooh.
And then you have to go to the hotel and finish off sleeping. So you're not about to make a cup of coffee at 3 a.m.
Right.
You
No.
know?
Yeah.
I'm planning on going back to sleep at that point. But yeah, you arrive in whatever city. Usually the show ends at 9. I have a meet and greet after. And
So you're probably there till 10:30, 11?
Well, actually, they have to hang out for a while after to do merch and all that stuff.
That's right.
So
and
we
then you
don't
have to pack everything up.
Yeah, we don't wind up leaving until midnight or 12:30, and then you hang out on the bus for a little while. We do this thing called Ipod Wars, where we all take each other's iPod and select a song on there.
That's
so
a good idea.
it's it's not something you would pick from your own music catalog. It's something that somebody else would pick. So sometimes they pick the really embarrassing songs.
Yeah.
Like
the Macarena
or
or
just
something?
random.
What do you have on yours?
That's embarrassing. Oh, I have the Dreamgirls soundtrack.
Okay,
That's not embarrassing.
That's not too bad.
I mean, that's not
Every once in a while, it comes up on shuffle. It's move, move. Move
Do you
on.
keep it?
Classic
See, sometimes
music.
I have some embarrassing songs on my my phone, and when I'm sitting next to someone, I plug it into my car, and it comes on. I skip real quick. I don't want anyone to see that. You know what I mean?
No. That's
If
not fair.
Hillary Duff is coming on, Come Clean. That's for my ears only.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
No, well,
that.
or if he plays it in the studio, he sings at the top of his lungs.
I don't
You
care.
guys should honestly sing together. You
I'm
should-
really good.
Yeah, you should embarrass each other.
Well, then let's hear it.
No, I mean
You
need,
can't brag and then not
But here's the
follow
thing.
through.
I need heavy in my monitors. You know, I'm a
Oh,
diva. You know, if I'm gonna
okay.
sing, it needs to be done the right way. It's just it's a hassle. You know.
You just need enough coming clean in your ears.
Exactly. Yeah. So then it drowns out my actual voice. That's kind of how it goes.
I sound so good when I'm drowned out.
I sound fantastic because I sound like Hillary Duff.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
That's what we want.
Now, did you look up to people like Hillary Duff? You know, back in the
yeah.
day before you started on Disney on Good Luck Charlie.
Yeah, well, I didn't really have cable at the time when Lizzie McGuire was on, so I kind of missed that boat, but it was a special treat,
Yeah.
whenever I was over at a friend's house.
You got to watch it.
I watched a little bit of that, but I made it for the That's So Raven years.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and that was my jam. I love That's So Raven. But I think, Hillary Duff was kind of somebody I looked up to just because she did the music as well.
Yeah.
And I would watch her concert videos and get little goosebumps and just be oh my gosh, that's so cool.
The Lizzie McGuire movie was it. That's when I knew she
did
could
love
sing.
that movie. I loved that
When
movie.
she was there and there was the pop star double.
Oh my gosh.
And you didn't know, and they were the same person. I
Zach,
didn't
you're
even
getting
know.
way too excited.
You
I
really
know.
like Hillary Duff.
This is what dreams are made
When he
of.
found out that Hillary Duff was she's doing a comeback album or whatever,
What?
he
Yes.
cheered for
No
5
way.
minutes.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, when in the movie she busts out and the dress actually turns into that little
Yeah,
pantsuit thing.
I was, oh my God. And the teacher, I love the brother, I love the dad.
I know.
I mean, everything about that show. And I love that,
Yeah.
so Raven.
That's So Raven's great.
Well, that's a classic show.
I mean,
that
fantastic.
show would crack me up. And you know what was really sad is like I knew the like intro footage before the show began when they were like rolling the credits and everything so well that like if I saw new intro footage I'd be like, okay, well that's a new episode I haven't seen yet.
That's how you're able to tell.
I know.
That's awesome.
Is it ironic that you didn't have cable, for a while, and now you're a Disney Channel star?
Probably.
I mean, that's pretty ironic.
Yeah, well, we watched movies a lot.
Okay.
But we probably watched a lot of animated movies. Like my dad was a super Shrek guy.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
He loved Shrek.
So good.
We saw that one a lot. But yeah, it was a lot of book reading, which I think is good for your brain, you know?
Absolutely.
I think that helped you because then you became an actress and you have to, recite lines and memorize lines and read all the time.
You got to know what those big words mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's some really big words on Good Luck Charlie.
right? Yeah.
I mean, huge words.
Yeah. What's the anti-disestablishmentarianism? We toss that one around every once in a while.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google that when
That's,
this interview's
that's the
done.
biggest word, right?
Yeah, I mean, what does that mean? Do you know?
I think it's people who are against being against the establishment, and that's like, and it's an ism, so it's like a belief.
So they're against being against it. Isn't that like
Anti-disestablishment. It's just a lot of like
it's too early in the
I don't
morning.
know.
for all this.
prefixes, suffixes, all that,
Yes.
you know?
wow.
Yeah.
That's
The
so
reading
confusing.
definitely paid off. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We
Well.
didn't read enough clearly growing up.
It's okay.
At all. So Good Luck Charlie just ended, and we were talking
Yeah.
before. You told me it ended in July. That
Yeah.
must be hard. You guys become like a family on set. You spend so much time together.
Yeah, it was funny because some of the people from the crew came to one of my shows the other
Yeah.
day, and I got so emotional. I was like about to start crying. I was like, it's so good to see you guys because
you
it's-
become a family.
Yeah, and you spend so much time together,
Yeah.
and then like you don't see him at all for a while. But then usually we go away for a few months for in between seasons. But now the reality of not
You're
coming
not
back
just on a
again.
hiatus anymore.
Yeah.
I know.
Would you come back for a movie, like another one?
I would definitely. Yeah, I think that would be really fun.
Is that a possibility?
I feel like it's always a possibility at Disney.
I don't know. You know what? I've heard yay and nay.
Okay.
So I think you just give it your all and see what happens.
You should pitch the movie. You should write the script, pitch the movie.
I feel like you're.
I have ideas.
Film it.
Do you?
I do have ideas.
Really?
Is that what you ultimately want to do? Like, did you ever get the chance on set to direct an episode? Because I have a few friends who, on Nickelodeon, they get a chance after they've been on for so long. They get to direct an episode or produce an episode or do some stuff. Did you ever get a chance to do any of that?
I didn't. Both of the parents on Good Luck Charlie directed an episode.
Okay, cool.
And it was actually really cool to see Lee Allen direct. I'm not like a feminist, like super pro girl power or whatever, because I feel like if you get uber feminist, then you wind up being like
A bitch?
or you put too much pressure on it.
Yeah.
Like we're all people. Let's just be people and
Yeah.
acknowledge that we do have our differences.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool to see her direct, and she handled it really well. And I think that was definitely inspiring to me. And I don't know, I was young doing the show, and so I don't think it ever crossed my mind that I could do more than that. But definitely at this point in time, and really also working on music too, where I have creative control, it makes me want more creative control in other areas of my work.
Very cool.
That must
Yeah.
be amazing. Like, what is it like to be able to, not only be, let's say, behind the mic, but also, write the songs or, have a say in the production?
I mean, it's awesome. I guess I just say like I wouldn't have it any other way, you know, just because I feel like that's why I got into music in the first place, is to say my stories and say it my way. Like it just honestly wouldn't be worth it to me if I wasn't doing it.
Now, I have a question. Was music always something you wanted to do
Yeah.
from the beginning? Now, did that kind of scare you a little bit, being that, in a sense, some people, stereotypical Disney girl getting into music, did you kind of have to second guess that a little bit?
I think I thought maybe it would be a little bit different than it has been, but at the same time, I think that fan base is really good.
It's important.
And it takes time for other people to hear stuff. And honestly, I feel like if I'm doing the content that's true to me, then, then
It's
the
the best of
people
both
who
worlds.
like it will be into it,
Absolutely.
So I just try and enjoy that, and like doing the shows has been so much fun.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you definitely get, younger kids who watch the Disney Channel come to the shows, but they're so sweet and they have such like a pure joy for the concerts, which is really cool to see. And then there's the teenagers, and then there are definitely like some, adults as well, and sometimes they're with kids and sometimes they're not. So
do you think about that stuff though when you're writing a song or when you're recording something or maybe even shooting a music video?
Yeah.
Do you worry that, you have to sort of cater to a younger audience, or do you get creative and whatever happens?
I mean, I think if I was worrying too much about what people thought, then I would just wind up being bitter, and feeling really, out of control of my life. But I think naturally I don't really want to go in a direction that's really far from, what a younger audience would be comfortable seeing, just because I don't feel like I need to get all sexualized or toss out my curse
You're
words.
not going to be twerking anytime soon.
I don't get it. I don't get the twerking. You know what? I give props to the people who do it. They do it great. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it either.
I mean, it's it's a choice.
Who are you? Who are you mimicking your career after? Do you have anyone, like anybody you draw inspiration to?
I don't think I really did going into everything, so it wasn't like a plan. I wasn't age 13 is gonna be this, and then by the time I'm 25 I'll have done this. But I do look up to Justin Timberlake.
Really?
He's a Disney kid, and he's managed to make some awesome music, and he really has full control over that. He does really cool projects in terms of acting, and he kind of has his hand in that creatively as well. And honestly, I love that he's on SNL a lot.
Yes.
I think that's so cool. I would love to.
Is that you want to get back into acting? Obviously, this is not the end. Music won't be your 100% focus. It will be acting and music together. I think that's
both.
awesome.
I mean, as long as the opportunities are there, look.
Earth thing.
I'm auditioning. It's happening.
What is your ideal role post Good Luck Charlie?
I mean, I would love to be in an action movie or something. I would love to have to learn how to do martial arts or something.
That's awesome.
That seems so fun.
Do your own stunts.
That's pretty cool.
I would love to be on one of those wire harnesses. Honestly, that sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, but it looks so painful.
I did that once for Nickelodeon. It is kind of painful, and a lot of it's totally fake anyway. I was hanging from a wire harness 2 feet off the ground on a green screen.
Let's get real though. It's probably more painful for Zach than it would be for us.
Yeah,
oh, that's true.
It was terrible.
That's
true. And I was in it for 2 hours. And on top of that, I was on top of Ben Stiller. So he was below me, and I was on top of him hanging over his head.
Oh, he was below you?
That must have
He
been...
was below me.
That must have been a great experience.
Oh, no, it was cool. It was painful.
Were you kicking him in the head?
No, I was falling on top of him.
Oh, okay.
Wait, didn't Ben Stiller say that you weren't allowed to talk to him? Or didn't his people say, don't talk to Ben Stiller?
Yeah, they told me not to talk to him, but we had a great conversation. We talked for an hour. And then I saw him at your concert in February. He was there.
Oh, my gosh, that was so cool.
Yeah, he was there, and we talked again.
He
and his kids, and I met his kids.
He pretends that Ben Stiller came up to him and was like, oh, hey, Zach, what's up? How are you?
That's
Good
not
seeing
okay.
you again.
It didn't go exactly like that.
Ben
okay?
Stiller and I are such close friends.
Close friends?
So
Maybe
tight.
not.
He just wants to have a 1-hour conversation with you every time he sees you.
That's it. That's all he wanted.
I gotta get to Zach.
No, he saw me. He called me over. We went to have a conversation.
Yeah.
I met his children, who also watched, I'm sure, the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon. And then we talked. And that was it. And I met his wife, who's super hot.
Okay.
That's it.
Don't tell him that.
I won't, because then he'll hate me. Have you ever met a celebrity that you were kind of starstruck for, but they had kids that loved you?
Yeah, that's the
How cool is
coolest
that?
part of the job. Well, the first time that happened to me, I think it was Mark Wahlberg.
It's awesome.
Which was really cool.
At the Radio Disney Music, I know he went to the RDMs.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, no, this was before then. This was I think I had done my first season of Good Luck Charlie, and he came up to me with his kids, and I was like, okay, so this is what it's like.
Oh, my God.
That's
That was
awesome.
so cool. No, and then Steve Carell is one of my idols. I think he's awesome. And I was actually just coincidentally at the same radio station as he was in London. And so they told me that, and I, of course, had my little freak out. And then they were like, well, do you want to be in the interview with him? And so I said yes. And he knew me because of his kids.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was so trippy. And yeah, he was so complimentary, which for me was it was just baffling.
That's
He's really nice.
amazing.
I've heard stories from my friends
Yeah.
who he comes up to them like at a restaurant and he'll have his hat on and sunglasses on, right? And he'll just go up to them and he'll like whisper from behind. He'll be like, you know, a huge fan. My kids love you. You are super talented. I love your show. And then it won't sink in for like 2 minutes that it's Steve Carell. Like at a random restaurant. He does this all the time.
Wait, who does he do it to?
He's done it to my friend Ariana, my friend Liz. He's done it to
but
like,
these are people who are
on
on
TV.
Oh.
On TV. Yeah, it's not like random people. It's not like random people. But he does it so like
Just
you
being a
don't know
creeper.
it's Steve Carell.
Oh my
And like he
gosh.
pays you the compliment and then he leaves.
But how funny! It's like okay, this is not about me. It's my kids. I'm just letting you know. Like,
It's
don't
cool.
fangirl over me. This is all my children love you.
Yeah, like he
it's
keeps
so
it like
crazy.
super like chill.
That's so crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is the biggest perk of, you know, doing what you do
I'm sure there are many.
and doing everything you do?
Biggest perk of doing what I do. I mean, I guess that I get to live out my dream, you know? I don't know. That sounds corny.
I mean,
but
what about the clothes? I mean, do you get like a lot of clothes?
No, she gets to live out her dream. That's 10 times cooler.
no, I actually don't get a lot of
don't?
clothes.
Really?
I pay for my own clothing. I bought this.
It's very cute.
Thank
It's
you.
A very cute
Thank
floral
you.
top.
I'm proud of this. But yeah, I guess besides living out my dream, it's getting to travel. It's
That's
so
cool.
That's
cool.
awesome.
You know, I think that that's such a privilege, and to basically just do it for work, so you
Yeah.
get to go to all sorts of neat places. And like, I love food. I'm super into food, and so getting to try new food every place I go, that's really cool. Getting to meet the people, you know.
Greatest place with the greatest food. I love food.
Is that a question or a statement?
No, greatest place with greatest place you've ever been, and tell
Because
me
I
the
love
greatest
food.
food that you've eaten.
Okay. Greatest place I've had food.
I find it a struggle every time I go somewhere new to find a great place.
Well, okay. This isn't necessarily food, but I was recently in Sydney, Australia,
Okay.
and Australia is known for their great coffee, which I didn't know. But I experienced some great coffee while I was there, which was a super positive thing for me. And then I actually came across this awesome little bakery. It was so delicious. And I think maybe it's just like the standards of food are really high there.
Yeah.
So I went to like an awesome Thai restaurant there. Yeah, the French bakery was really good. I mean, I don't think Australia has necessarily like a native cuisine. It's
Yeah,
just
I don't.
like,
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
think.
yeah, it's just like everything that they do well.
High
They like
quality.
what is that? They like the what is that in the can?
Oh, Vegemite.
Yeah, Vegemite. Yeah,
What
did
is
you try
that?
that?
No.
People love it. I have a
tried
few
that.
friends from Australia and they're obsessed. I
Yeah,
don't
well,
get
they
it.
were raised on it
Oh,
from a baby.
yeah. So let's talk music.
Okay.
You have a lot of stuff going on. We're
That
going
was a
from
nice
Vegemite to music.
transition.
Thank you. I've only done a few of these. So you going from music, from TV to music, but your songs are so great. I remember,
thank
listening
you.
to Ready or Not and Hurricane. I mean,
I
really
love
great
Hurricane.
tracks. Really great tracks.
Zach, stop it.
No, they're good. I'm really.
Thank
I mean,
you.
like we don't say that often. You know,
Well, we
don't.
do, but we really mean it.
No, but I
Okay.
really mean it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How will I know if you didn't mean it, though?
Because-
I would say exactly this. Like, if I didn't mean it, I would literally just stop with like, "Oh, you have a really good song. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it."
Well, because I would
Okay.
call Zach out and be like, Zach, you say that to everybody, but honestly,
Oh.
we love your tracks. Like we love your
thank
songs.
you,
we were so
guys. Thank
excited
you.
to
yeah,
talk to you
and,
today.
And
you.
I tell the people at the record label that I love them. That's how you really know.
Nice.
Because if not, I'd just be like,
nice.
"Okay, yeah, we'll get to it. We'll try to add it, whatever."
Yeah, my people call your people. Whatever.
I'll have Shelly, Dan, or Heather, we'll call you. But no, it's great stuff.
Thank
I mean,
you.
tell me, are you coming out with a new single?
I don't know what the official plan is right now.
Okay.
I think September I'm actually going to start writing more music.
Awesome.
I've been, writing here and there on my own. I was actually on the airplane a few days ago, and I had with me only a Rolling Stone magazine and a pen. So I wound up writing lyrics all over the magazine.
That's awesome.
Which I thought was pretty cool. Like, I didn't realize it at the time. I was kind of like, I need a surface. But then afterwards, I'm like, well, my lyrics are penned in Rolling Stone.
I guarantee you there might be a hit in there.
You never know.
You never know.
I feel like it's those types of stuff, like in those situations.
I mean,
That's when you get
J.K.
your hit.
Rowling, she, wrote it all on a napkin.
Come on,
Yeah.
you're next.
the next
Hate
J.K.
to
Rowling.
compare myself. Gosh.
So, where do you draw inspiration from when you're writing all your own lyrics and writing your songs? Where does it come from?
It depends. Sometimes there's a story that I feel like is really worth telling.
Yeah.
That I feel like is really interesting. Sometimes it'll all start off of a little phrase. I like to be visual with my lyrics as well. So sometimes I'll think of, a certain experience where there was an impressionable setting or something like that. And sometimes it's just like me feeling angsty and feeling like I need to get something out of my system. Like, I've recommended songwriting to so many people because it's the ultimate therapy. Because you write a song and at the end you feel like you have all of your emotions bottled up in like a few stanzas, and then you can sing it out, and it's just like you release the whole experience.
Does it ever feel like it's too personal to share, or?
Yeah. I've definitely struggled with that. And when I was younger, I always used to like write these super personal songs and then be like, oh, it's about a friend. That was always my tactic. And I don't know. I think that there's something really admirable about people who are willing to just lay themselves on the line. With my favorite artists, I love being able to gather something about their lives
From
and what
their
they were
song.
going through during the time that they were writing them.
And sort of relate it to maybe some of your experiences.
Yeah, and just get a perspective on what's in their minds, and how they think about things.
What was the last thing you got off your chest through lyrics?
The last thing. Well, the last thing was actually because I hadn't written music in a long time.
Yeah.
And I think I was actually just a little bit afraid of writing again because I feel like my standards are really high right now just because I feel like I wrote an album last time that I'm really proud of the songs. I feel like they're really cool, but I want to just think more about like what I want to say the next time. So I think the pressure of being like, okay, what am I going to say kind of debilitized. Big word, man. Debilitized me for a while. And so I think the first song I wrote was like, I'm free to sing again. Yeah. Like, I'm writing. No one can stop me. That sort of thing.
And that was it. That's a good hook.
Yeah, I was like, yes.
Catchy.
I think there's something there. Bridgit Mendler, you were awesome, my friend. Thank you so much for hanging out with
Thanks,
us.
guys.
You were fantastic, and thank you for talking to us. Thanks.
You guys are fantastic.
Oh,
Look
stop
at
it.
you.
I'm blushing.